Your smartphone is more than just a device. It's a digital extension of your very existence, a constant companion that knows more about you than you might realize. In 2025, this reality has become even more profound. Every app you open, every photo you share, every network you connect to can potentially leave a trail of digital breadcrumbs. These breadcrumbs form a shadow, a data-rich silhouette of your daily life. For some, this trail is a convenience, helping maps guide them home, or apps recommend a nearby restaurant. But for others, particularly those in cybersecurity, this trail represents a trove of information, a puzzle waiting to be solved. The question is no longer if your location can be found, but how easily. The tools to trace these digital shadows are becoming more accessible than ever. You don't need a high-tech lab filled with supercomputers anymore. Some of the most potent tools can run on the very device you carry in your pocket. This accessibility has democratized information security, empowering those who seek to protect data and those who aim to exploit it. At first glance, Termux may seem intimidating. It presents you with a simple black screen and a blinking cursor, a far cry from the colorful, icon-driven interfaces we are accustomed to on our smartphones. But beneath this Spartan exterior lies immense power. Termux is, in essence, a terminal emulator and Linux environment for Android devices. It lets you run a command line interface directly on your phone, transforming it from a simple consumer device into a versatile tool. Developers, system administrators, cybersecurity professionals. You do not need to root your device, a process that can void warranties and create security risks. Termux works right out of the box. Android is like a user-friendly storefront with polished displays. Termux is like the store's backroom and warehouse. Direct access to the underlying machinery. Install and run packages and scripts not on the Google Play Store. The same command line tools that power servers and desktops, now portable. For a security researcher, this is a game changer. Perform network analysis. Run penetration testing scripts, manage remote servers. An ethical hacker can scan a Wi-Fi network from a coffee shop or analyze a suspicious file on the go. The app is a bridge, bringing Linux development into the palm of your hand. Versatility makes it a favorite among tech enthusiasts and a critical cybersecurity tool. Geolocation is the process of identifying the real-world geographic location of an object, such as a smartphone or computer. It's a technology that powers many of the services we use daily. Google Maps giving us directions, Uber finding a nearby driver. This process relies on a variety of data sources, each acting as a piece of a larger puzzle. The most well-known method is the Global Positioning System, or GPS. Your phone contains a GPS receiver. It communicates with satellites orbiting the Earth. By triangulating signals from multiple satellites, your device can calculate precise latitude and longitude, often within a few meters. However, GPS is not the only way your location is determined. It's often supplemented by other methods, especially indoors where satellite signals can be weak or non-existent. Your phone can also determine its location by scanning for nearby Wi-Fi networks. Your phone can also scan for cellular towers. Companies like Google maintain massive databases that map physical locations of networks. Apple does too. These databases map millions of Wi-Fi access points and millions of cell towers around the globe. When your phone detects signals, it cross-references unique IDs, a MAC address for Wi-Fi, or a cell ID for towers, with those databases to estimate position. This is known as Wi-Fi positioning, or cell tower triangulation. These methods form the technical foundation upon which location tracking tools are built. An ethical hacker doesn't magically pull your coordinates out of thin air. The most common and effective method for discovering someone's location doesn't involve complex code or a zero-day exploit. It uses a much older, more reliable vulnerability: human psychology. This is social engineering applied to location tracking. It becomes phishing. Phishing is the art of deception, masquerading as a trustworthy entity to trick victims into revealing sensitive information. The goal here is to get the target to click a link which then captures their location data. A security researcher might simulate this to test defenses. Using Termux, they can run a simple web server and deploy a pre-made phishing toolkit. One popular tool is Seeker. It doesn't require installing anything on the target's phone. It hosts a convincing website, like a package delivery tracker or a limited time offer from a popular brand or a news article about a local event. The bait must be believable and relevant. The researcher crafts a message with the link and sends it via email, via text message, or via social media. When the target clicks, the crafted web page loads. The page triggers the browser's location permission pop-up. The site might say, allow location to find deals near you, or confirm your region to view this content. If the user clicks allow, the browser activates high-accuracy location APIs. While fishing for GPS coordinates is a direct approach, there are other, less precise methods of location discovery that rely on the very structure of the internet. Every device connected to the internet is assigned an Internet Protocol or IP address. This address acts like a digital mailing address, allowing data to be routed to and from your device. Now, while an IP address does not reveal your exact home address like a GPS coordinate would, it can provide a general idea of your location, often narrowing it down to your city postal code (ISP). Tools available through Termux can be used to perform what is known as IP geolocation. A security researcher might use a script that first obtains a target's IP address. This can be done in numerous ways. For example, if the target clicks any link controlled by the researcher, their IP address is automatically logged by the web server. It can also be extracted from email headers, chat logs. Once the IP address is obtained, the researcher can use various command line tools or scripts that query public IP geolocation databases. These databases contain information linking blocks of IP addresses to specific ISPs and their registered geographic regions. The process is simple but effective for gaining a rough estimate of someone's location. A script running in Termux, such as one using a tool like IP Tracer, can take an IP address as input and output the associated country, region, city ISP. The term hacker often conjures images, shadowy figures in dark rooms, engaged in illegal activities for personal gain. This stereotype, largely shaped by media portrayals, overlooks a critical and growing field within cybersecurity: ethical hacking. Ethical hackers, also known as white hat hackers, are security professionals. They use the same tools and techniques as malicious attackers, black hat hackers. However, their motivation is fundamentally different. Their goal is to identify and fix security vulnerabilities before they can be exploited by others. These professionals operate under a strict code of conduct and with explicit permission. Before testing, they obtain a signed contract from the organization that owns the system. This contract outlines the scope of the test, defining what systems can be targeted, what methods are permissible, how any discovered vulnerabilities should be reported. This legal framework separates ethical hacking from criminal activity. It turns a potential attack into a sanctioned security audit, a penetration test. Why is this so important? Modern software and networks are incredibly complex. Even with the best teams, it's nearly impossible to create a system completely free of flaws. Ethical hackers provide a fresh, adversarial perspective. They think like attackers, probing for weaknesses developers might miss. By discovering a vulnerability, for example, a phishing link that can capture a user's location, they give the organization a chance to fix it. This proactive approach helps protect the data of millions of users. The knowledge of how location data can be exposed is not meant to inspire fear, but to empower you with the tools for self-defense. Protecting your location privacy in 2025 is an active process, not a passive one. The most important step you can take is to be mindful of permissions. Your smartphone's operating system gives you granular control over which apps can access your location. Regularly audit these permissions. Go into your phone's settings, find the location services menu, review the list of apps. If an app, like a simple game or a photo editor, has no legitimate reason to know your location, revoke its permission. Set permissions to while using the app instead of always whenever possible. Be extremely skeptical of links and messages, especially those that create a sense of urgency or offer something that seems too good to be true. This is the cornerstone of defending against phishing attacks. Before clicking a link in an email or text message, hover over it on a desktop or long press it on mobile to see the true destination URL. If it looks suspicious or uses a URL shortener like bit.li, exercise extreme caution. Remember that your web browser will ask for your permission before sharing your location. Treat these pop-ups with suspicion. Unless you are actively using a map or a navigation service, your default answer to a location request should be deny. We have journeyed through the intricate world of location tracking in 2025, peeling back the layers of technology that make it possible. We've seen how a versatile tool like Termux can transform a simple smartphone into a powerful device for security analysis. We've explored how a combination of social engineering, phishing techniques, GPS, and IP addresses can pinpoint a person's location with alarming accuracy. This is not science fiction. It is the reality of the digital landscape we inhabit today. The digital shadows we cast are longer and more detailed than ever before. The key takeaway is not to abandon technology or live in fear of a constant digital threat. Instead, the goal is to foster a mindset of informed caution and digital literacy. Understanding how your location can be compromised is the most effective way to protect it. By managing app permissions diligently, scrutinizing suspicious links, disabling photo geotagging, and using tools like VPNs, you can significantly shrink your vulnerable attack surface. You can take back control of your digital footprint and make conscious decisions about who you share your data with and why. The role of the ethical hacker is more critical now than ever. These professionals are the sentinels of the digital frontier, using their skills not for personal gain but for the collective good. They demonstrate the risks, not to provide a blueprint for criminals, but to arm defenders with the knowledge they need to build stronger, more resilient systems. Ultimately, cybersecurity is a shared responsibility, and the choice, as always, lies in the hands of the user.